Sanibona, ngaphambi singene kwivideo namuhla, ngithi angithathe lethuba ngibonge i-support nothando nesikhombise lona lingaphezu kokucabanga kwethu. Siyacela niqhubeke nisupporte njalo ngokubuka amavideo ethu, ungakhohlwa ukukhomenta, ushare, ulike. Siyafisa ukuzwa umbono wakho. Sicela ke singene kwivideo namuhla.
Honorable members, South Africa faces problems of illicit trade that threatens our economy, endangers consumers, and robs the fiscus of billions in revenue. The growing market for illicit cigarettes and alcohol poses serious risk to public health and undermine legitimate business. Each year, billions of rands in taxes go uncollected, funds that could have closed our revenue gap and avoided tax increases entirely. According to SARS, since 2020, government has lost around 40 billion in excise revenues to the cigarette black market. This same is true for illicit alcohol and fuel. Government is clamping down on this illegal trade. And in the last 6 months, SARS suspended 3 licenses for non-compliant tobacco production. The Financial Intelligence Center has provided intelligence report to SARS to assist in investigation of criminal syndicates. Together, they have identified illicit markets in tobacco, precious metals, fuel, and procurement fraud. Custom officials must fulfill their duty to prevent criminals from dodging taxes and flooding our markets with dangerous products. Of course, for them to achieve that, just if I may explain, they will have to need the full might of the law enforcement agencies behind them. That coordinated work is quite important. I'm pleased to inform this House that Cabinet has already taken a decision that coordinated work must take place. Madam Speaker, the adjustment in revenue means that we can make changes to our spending estimates.
Sukwini la izolo uMinister weFinance oku-Enoch Godongwana bekathula i-midterm budget policy lapho ebekasitshela ukuthi inhlelo ihamba kanjani, ama-plans wabo ebudget ami kanjani. Lokho yini futhi esingase siyilindele ngonyaka ozayo, eminyakeni o3 ezayo, ngonyaka ozayo, ngalowo wanyaka nangalowo wanyaka, shothi 2026, 2027, 2028, yini esingase siyilindele. Uyalazi kolimo olukhulunywa yilabantu ukuthi ulimi lelo likhulunywa lapha ya i-National Treasure akulona ulimi lolo understandwa yithi, lidinga abantu abangama-economist ukuthi basichazele lona kangcono. Bengithi mhlambe ngizothola ama-analyzers njengoKhaya Sithole nabanye bayihlaziyele inkulumo ukuthi isho ukuthini ukuze sireporte kahle into eqondile. Ngenhlahla ngase ngihlangana nevideo kaSongezo Zibi chairperson weSCOPA okuyi-Standing Committee on Public Accounts, baphinde futhi babe ingxenye ye-GNU. So into engizoyenza la ngizokucaphunela yena uze ukuthi uthini, bese ngicaphunela ama-opposition oba kubalulekile ngoba umuntu oyingxenye ye-GNU akeze ukukhuluma ngebudget injengoba injalo, kodwa uzokhuluma ngebudget ayiveze ngokwehlangothi labo as i-GNU ngoba phela ekugcineni kosuku ngeyabo. Kubalulekile ukuthi ngicaphune nama-opposition siza ukuthi wona abona kanjani kule GNU, kule budget elethwe i-GNU, kulama budget policy elethwe i-GNU. Nakho sengiphambanisa ukukhuluma kule budget policy elethwe i-GNU. So ngizokwenza njalo. Ngicabanga ukuthi ibalulekile le nkulumo ukuthi ifanele sibe nayo. Noma yini oshiwo lapha ya ine-impact empilweni zethu njengabahlali base South Africa, njengabantu abaphila eSouth Africa. Ngaphambi manje ngingene kuma-video, ey'nsukwini ezedlule ngibone nansi article lela ku-screen sakho. Ibhalwe kahle ithi South Africa iwine 925 million US dollars World Bank loan for ailing cities. Le article eyangomhla ka-9 kuNovember. Okusho ukuthi le loan le yakulo leli viki. Nebhili yafakwa yi-EFF lapha eParliament. Iphinde ne-Action SA yayifaka futhi kuwo lo nyaka. Ngiyafisa sengathi kungakhulunywa ngayo iphasiswe ngoba le bill abayiproposayo ukuthi asikho isinqumo efuneka sithathwe National Treasure kanye nopresident sokuthatha iloan noma kuphi ingazange yadlula eParliament yadingidwa leyo loan kwabhekakala ukuthi athini ama-terms and conditions ale loan ngoba yonke loan inama-terms and conditions wayo. So ungakujabulela when South Africa ithatha i-loan kodwa athini ama-terms and conditions and esikhumbula ukuthi le loan le yokokhwa izukulwane. Le inqumo ethathwa obaba laba abangabazali abangama-leaders abantu abazobe bekhokha la isizukulwane esizayo nalesi sasizukulwane. So i-proposal eyithi ayikho i-loan efuneka aphume uminister ayoyifuna engadlulanga eParliament. Funeka adlule eParliament asho ukuthi i-loan ngeyani izokwenzani nalelozo ababoleka kuyile mali i-World Bank athina ama-terms and conditions. Umindlu iParliament ivumelana nalokho bese yathathwa lo loan. Ngicabanga lokho kuzosiza kodwa angihlosile ukukhuluma ngalokho. Bengidlula nje kulolu daba angihlosile nje impela ukukhuluma ngalokho bengidlula nje ngicela uzwe la
practice. Today, I announce a new inflation target for South Africa of 3% with a 1% point tolerance band. This decision follows agreement between the governor of the South African Reserve Bank and my consultation with the president and cabinet. The 1 percentage point band provides flexibility to accommodate unexpected inflationary shocks. This new target immediately replaces the previous target range between 3 and 6% and will be implemented over the next 2 years. Over time, the lower target will decrease inflation expectations and inflation creating room for lower interest rates. This supports household spending and business investment, boosting economic growth and job creation. The short-term fiscal cost of lower target, which include nominal GDP and revenue growth, will make achieving fiscal targets more challenging. Yet, the long-term benefits of taking this step far outweigh this cost. We remain committed to ensuring that our macroeconomic policies serve the best interest of all South Africans.
Anuke lolu limi ebengikhuluma ngalo. Ngiyazi ukuthi baningi abangayiqondi lento ayishoyo uminister. Yo 3% no 1%. Ugcina ungasazi nje ukuthi kwenze njani. 4% kodwa kuno 3% kuno 1% oseceleni. Ingakho ngithe angicaphuna umuntu ozosichazela lento kahle ukuthi isho ukuthini. Uzosichazela nje kahle. Ngicela ke uzwe la.
I just want to talk briefly about the medium-term budget policy statement. Just some quick reflections. The first thing that I noticed is that the amount of money that SARS has collected has increased by 19 billion rand compared to the estimate that was made earlier this year in the previous budget by the minister. That is a good thing because it's caused the minister to say in the speech that if SARS continues the momentum, that is continuing to collect more money, and they reach between 20 and 50 billion rand extra, he is going to withdraw some of the tax proposals from earlier this year that are already in place. Less tax is good for all South Africans. That is the first thing. But there is something concerning. And the concerning thing is that the economy will continue to grow at less than 1.5% this year and less than 2% in 2026 and 2027. That is too low. Our economy should be growing at 5%, 6% in order to tackle unemployment. The second thing that I want to talk about is the reduction in debt service costs, because South Africa's debt servicing costs in the previous budget were 424 billion. I think the number now reduces because of inflation that has been brought under control for now. It reduces by just over 4 billion, which is a good thing because you can take that money and direct it to other priorities within the economy and in terms of the social safety net. So reduction in debt service costs is a good thing. The third thing that I want to talk about is that the areas in which we have to make urgent interventions in order to grow the economy. You would have seen the trucks down the N3, the N1 and the N3 and so on. It's mostly because our rail system at Transnet is not operating at full capacity. The government does not have enough money to invest in rail. So it's important that we bring private operators as urgently as possible so that we can clear the backlog in the harbors, and also in getting the material from the farming industry, the mining industry, manufacturing and so on, all the way to the coast, so that we can export it to other countries. So it's important that we continue to focus on infrastructure. The transmission lines, if you remember, the South Africa's transmission capacity is geared towards the current coal power stations. We need more power stations in different places. We need to have infrastructure in terms of rail and so on into those power stations, first of all. And secondly, we also need to be able to transmit that energy. The amount of money that Eskom needed for that purpose, last time I checked, was over 450 billion. That's a lot of money that the government doesn't have. So it's important that we think about how to use some of the capital that is already in South Africa. No, not do foreign loans, but have smart ways of regulating private investment in public infrastructure so that we can grow the economy, create jobs, and make it easy for goods and services to move within and outside the country. So those are some of the things that that came out of this speech. Of course, there is also the efficient expenditure of money. Let me give you an example about something that we are dealing with right now as a Standing Committee on Public Accounts. The Road Accident Fund used to settle over 250,000 claims with 43 billion. It now does 63,000 claims with 43 billion, which means that money does not stretch to over 250,000 claims. That is a financial inefficiency. The amount of money that the Road Accident Fund spends on legal fees per claim has grown significantly. I think it has grown 3 times in a short space of time, as an example. That number needs to be brought down. That's a financial inefficiency. The cost per claim has gone up by over 70%. That needs to come down. Those are financial inefficiencies. That means you need to have the right management, you need to have the right systems, you need to have a system that is efficient, that can conclude these things before you go to court and so on. So the work of getting efficiencies out of government work, unfortunately, takes time. It needs proper management, proper boards, right strategies, doing the right thing, as well as arresting corruption and the waste of money and maladministration in the public service. We do those things, the money that gets allocated in the budget begins to go further and service more people. Let me stop there without making a video that is too long.
Siyabonga kusongezo Zibi ngokusenzela izinto zibe lula. Le nkulumo ke beyinde kakhulu ka Minister Enoch Godongwana. So naye uthatha nje lamaphuzu acanga abalekile. Uphinde futhi wenze enye video lapho bekhuluma khona ngesixhosa. Wachaza izinto ezihlukile kunalezi azichaze kule video le, ingakho ngizocaphuna yona manje ngaphambi ngiye kuma opposition.
Make sincokoleni ngale budget ka Minister Enoch Godongwana aye wayitablisha namhlanje eParliament, ngoba ininzi into ezawuthethwa ngesingesi, kuthethwe nge-inflation targeting, kuthethwe nge-revenue targets, kuthethwe nge-GDP growth in the medium term and so on. Maske sincokoleni ngesixhosa ngoba ezi zinto ziye zingafikeleleki ebantwini abaninzi. So ndizawuzama ukuthi gqaba nje kwizinto ezibalulekileyo ezizathethwa ngumphathiswa. Okokuqala, umphathi ekufuneka siyazi kukubana lena ibudget yipolicy echaza into bana xa kusenziwa ibudget ngoFebruary kulo nyaka uzayo, noFebruary onyaka olandelayo, noFebruary onyaka olandelayo, zeziphi na into ezizawukwenziwa. So it's a budget policy statement. Inika inkcukacha ngoqoqosho ba luzawukhula kangakanani na, imali ekolekwa ngerhafu izawukhula kangakanani na, ingaba amanye amazwe azawukhula kanjani, njalo zonke ezo zinto. Into yesibini eyenziwayo kule budget, kuye kutshintshwe le budget ibiye yatablishwa iliyawo, le besixabana ngayo ne-VAT yathatha ixesha elide. So kuye kubekho eza debates moseParliament, zithi sawuphela eza debates kuhlengahlengiswe ke ngoku, then umphathiswa funeka aphinda abuye kwakulo nyaka axele into okokubana into zawutshintsha njani na. Masendiqala kuloo point ke, uSARS imali ayikolekileyo kulo nyaka yande nge-19 billion kunale bekucingwa into kokubana uza kuyiqokelela. Into ethetha ukuthi ke kuyakwazi ke ngoku ukuba kuthiwe chatha phaya kwindawo ezithile ukwenzela into kokubana umsebenzi bewuza kwenziwa ukwazi ukukhawuleza. So that is the first thing endinokunixelela yona. uSARS ukoleka imali eninzi. Enye into ebalulekileyo ke uthe umphathiswa into kokubana ukuba ngaba uSARS uyaqhubeka ekwazi ukuqokelela imali eninzi, eza taxes ebeye waza nazo, umzekelo ii-levies and so on, eziya kuye kweziwa nazo ngolento ngoJune noJuly, zizawususwa ngoFebruary ukuba uSARS uyakwazi ukufika kwi-50 billion extra kule mali ayiqokelelayo. Bukwafika 50 billion extra zizawurhoxiswa ezarhafu ebethema zenziwe ulento umphathiswa that are in effect ngoku. Indaba ezimnandi ke ezo. Okwesithathu into endifuna ukuyithetha ngale budget kukubana uthethe into esandixhalabisayo yokubana uqoqosho alukazufika ku-2% growth ngonyaka. It's a very small number ke le, ngoba ukuze sikwazi into yobana siyiphelise le nto yongabi namisebenzi, unemployment, funeka uqoqosho lwethu lukhule ngo-4.5 to 5.5 to 6%. Ukuba sifuna into yokubana kweminyaka elishumi 12 years, a dozen years, i-size ye-economy yethu yande ngo-100%, kufuneka sikhule ngo-6% ngonyaka, so that sizokwazi into yobana ii-millions and millions abantu, izigidi, bakwazi ukuthini ukufumana imisebenzi. Into yokugqibela ke ndifuna uthetha ngayo, zininzi izinto but andifuna ukwenza ividiyo ende. Into yokugqibela endifuna uthetha ngayo into kokubana uzawuva kuthethwa nge-inflation targeting. I-inflation, mandiyicacise, inflation yirate amaxabiso akhula ngayo. Umzekelo ukuba into ibiyi-1 rand, question into yobana if iyanyuka yayi-1 rand 10 cents, that means inflation ngu-10%, because u-10 cents u-10% of 1 rand. Uyayibona? So abantu bayasokola ke, asinamali, wonke umuntu akanamali, amaxabiso ayenyuka. So into ke kufuneke yenziwe kukubana urhulumente enze iinzame zokwento yobana amaxabiso angaqabaduli ukwenyuka. Xa egqabadula amaxabiso ukwenyuka, it means you have high inflation. So inflation ke ngokwangoku ukwazi uba bayigcine iphakathi kabani ko-3 no-6%. Beza ke ngoku ne-target entsha which is 3%, between 3 and 4% ilento i-inflation. Inflation target entsha, not 3 to 6%, 3 to 4%. Ngokwendlela endim-understande ngayo xa ethetha ulento umphathisa. Iyalwisa ke lento ngoba kukho abantu abathi into ye-inflation targeting mayekwe, ngoba xa amaxabiso egqabadula ekhula noqoqosho luyakhula. But ezi zinto sifuna ujonga kakuhle ke, ngoba into enokwenzeka kukuba abantu abanemali bazawukwazi uba basinyamezele isonka neveg nentoni xa amaxabiso enyuka. But if awunamsebenzi uyalamba, into yoba amaxabiso agqabadule iza kubetha, ikubethe epokothweni, ikubethe eswini. So zenye izinto nizawuva kuthethwa ngazo ke aye wazibeka etafuleni umphathiswa kule budget speech. Ndiyabulela.
Ebetha abantu abadala yona into esesinifundisela yona. Uma ngabe uchaza into bona bebengayizwanga ukuthi itheni, sengiyacabanga ukuthi kusuka manje ke sesiyazi ukuthi the 3% and 4% inflation ade khulunywa uMinister Enoch Godongwana sesichazele yona ubaba uSongezo. Sesenzela izinto zalula ngokuchaza kwakhe, wenza ukuthi nathi esaphuma isikhathi singakafika esikoleni sibe nalo ulwazi lokuthi kwenzakalani. Nabangalitholanga ithuba nabayileke esikoleni, ilanguage nje ekhulunywa kune-national treasure ayifani nelanguage ekhulunywa abantu bonke. Noma uyile esikoleni uyadinga ukucaciselwa ngalezi zinto. Ake siqale ngo-CIC oku-opposition. Angicine ngo-CIC video yakhe yindi, angiqale ngo-opposition oyedwa wabo bese sibona ukuthi sicaphu nabani.
Look, what the minister did today was to repeat the problems that we already know. There's nothing new that came. And what we have a problem with as a party is the fact that he's going to highlight what the problems are but not offer solutions. for example, the issue of illicit trade. It is something that is damaging to the economy because illicit trade affects the health of South African citizens. It also affects how SARS cannot collect proper taxes, but at the same time, he's not availing resources to SARS to capacitate SARS for them to actually fight illicit trade. So what we do not want as the ATM, it is a principle whereby they recite the already known problems. For example, at a local government level, they keep talking about how they are employing consultants to do the work that the people that are employed by the local government should do. But they are not offering any solutions to say how are they going to stop that. And then the last issue, it is the issue of loans. They keep taking loans that will inevitably have to be paid by South African citizens, but there's no real value that we as South African citizens see from the amount of loans that we are taking as a country.
All right, Mr. Zungu.
Kuvuyo Zungula lo we-ATM omunye wama-opposition ebekubalulekile futhi inkulumo yakhe bibaluleke kakhulu ngoba uthinte lo daba lwe-loan leli esikhulume ngalo ilona ezokhokhwa ama-citizen kodwa ithathelwani leyo loan izokwenza ini leyo loan iziphi inguquko ne-impact ezoba nazo empilweni zabantu yingakho ngithe le bill eproposwe i-EFF ukuqala esizoproposwa i-Action SA kamuva kufanele kube kuyangami bengizothi akukhulunywe ngayo kuqala ukuze inqande lenkinga le ngoba siyazi ukuthi i-ANC ikwi-looting spree manje benzela ukuthi bethi bephuma bebeluthe ngokwanele asiqhubeke.
It's quite extraordinary that in the entire medium-term budget policy statement that the minister has just read out, there was no mention of unemployment, which is the single biggest challenge that is confronting South Africa today. One would have expected that there would be measures to deal with the problem. There was not a single mention of poverty. There was not a single mention of inequality. There was not a single mention of the National Development Plan, whose targets are out of kilter and are not going to be met by 2030. There was not even a mention of the medium-term budget, medium-term planning framework that has just been announced to take us to 2030. Because, quite frankly, I think that we get told these targets, these plans, these grand plans, but nobody follows up on what is happening with them. Nobody updates us, and we actually are now convinced that the government is not, of national unity, is not convinced to dealing with the real issues of poverty, of unemployment, of inequality.
And what were your feelings around the confirmation that 3% is now the new inflation target with a 1%, basically it's a range of 2 to 4%?
Dealing with inflation is quite important because inflation increases prices and that affects the poor. We agree that we have to deal with inflation. But I wish somebody could deal with unemployment with the same vigor, with the same determination, because unemployment, tonight there is a family that is going to go to bed without food because there is no food on the table. So inflation for the vast majority of our people is just a big English word. That does not have meaning. People want jobs, people are hungry, people are poor, and there is huge inequality in our country.
Mr. Molefe, thank you very much.
Zodlulela phambili manje sithole omunye. Kodwa ngeke ngakusho lokhu ngaphambilini namanje ngisakusho. Inama policies amahle ANC. Yabona mongafunda ama policies we-ANC ungayibona iSouth Africa ukuthi ingaguquka ibe izwe li right kanjani. Uma nje ungawafunda ama policies akhona inkinga yakhona aba implementing neyodwa yawo neyodwa i-freedom charter abayi-adopta ngabo 1950 something bahambe eceleni kwayo yeka ama policies abawadevelope kamuva bekune policy nje njengoba i-National Development Plan akhuluma ngayo baba uMlife bene project 2030 enama target efuneka kufikwe kuwe by 2030. Kodwa uma kungena ama plans ukuthi kiwa kanjani kulawo ma target lawo iyize. Kodwa ke akukho kusha ngoba ANC inama policies amahle. Inkinga yawo implementing eyodwa yawo. Yona inkinga nje khona. Bengithi angidlule futhi nalapho ngoba mawufunda ama policies we-ANC kufana ne-BEE. I-BEE mawuyifunda ipolicy right kabi yebinawo amaphutha ngoba ipolicy ofuna ukubona okay lezwe line history kunabantu abebecindezelekile ngakho kuba khona kwe-BEE kukhona la okulekelela khona kubathuthukise labantu kuze le gap inequality ivaleke. Kodwa mase kufuneka implementeke nase kufuneka yenzeke iqala lapha inkinga. Angifuni nje kungena kulezo, angicaphune nanga umuntu ngicela uzela.
Inflation targeting because we think that it's going to increase the cost of borrowing. And we know at the center of borrowing is the masses of our people. There's a repetition of what he said at the beginning of the year. There's no clear plan on how we're going to deal with unemployment, how are we going to deal with policing in South Africa, because we've got a serious problem of resources in the police, and how are we going to deal with issues of defense itself. As we're speaking today, everybody is complaining about borders that are pouring. Part of the people who can help us to maintain stability and order in those borders is the army. Our army is not properly funded, and we've seen that when they were in the DRC. This is basically making sure that they outsource that which government is supposed to do. They are making sure that the private sector is at the right position to compete with services that should be provided by the state, in that you are undermining the state capacity to deal massively with infrastructural development. There's no clear plan on how to increase health and how to deal with issues of unemployment and also the deteriorating infrastructure in South Africa.
If it wasn't for inflation targeting, what would you have preferred?
No, we must sustain what we agreed on earlier. But because the governor of the Reserve Bank unilaterally just makes a decision, and we want to be dancing to the tune of the private sector and so-called foreign investment, we end up changing our inflation targeting because we want to impress the few. That's why the EFF says the Reserve Bank must be nationalized, because it takes decisions that are not based in the interest of the working class in South Africa.
Yeah, giving them all these aspects, however, would say that we're getting more revenue, spending a little bit more as well at this time. Is that helpful to South Africa's economy, as you've heard from the speech?
Well, more revenue means more into their pockets. You know that they steal. The more money we make, the more money we save, the more corruption goes high. No clear strategy on how to deal with corruption, because we can have surplus, we can grow the economy, we can have more revenue, but in the absence of a clear strategy on how you're going to fight corruption, is equal as not having collected more, because it means nothing.
Sorry, Mr. Malema, I'd like to ask you a question in terms of the fact that more money has been allocated to assist Transnet. Do you think that that's a good idea?
Well, we need to increase the capacity of Transnet, and we should not make sure we don't outsource a lot of those services of Transnet to the private sector. Transnet has proven in the recent past, not during apartheid, even under democratic dispensation, that it has got capacity to take care of our economic needs, but they deliberately failed Transnet so that they can introduce the private sectors. That's where they stand to benefit as corrupt individuals.
Just your last thoughts on the billions that have been spent for South Africa to host the G20. What do you make of that? Do you think it's all worth it?
Well, at the level of international politics, it's always important to host such events and to also, claim your place in the international politics. So it is important that we host such events, but they should not come at the cost of our people. But there are cost implications, and we're happy that to a particular extent, it has helped to improve some of the services in Johannesburg, because we know they are impressionists. They are not really service delivery people. They want to impress visitors, and that's why all of a sudden the robots are working, potholes have reduced, all of a sudden Johannesburg is clean. That is basically opportunistic. Thank you.
Okay, maybe the last.
Angazi noma ngena kuqaphela na ukuthi laba abanye abantu mabe interviewer ama-mic awabi maningi njengoba kwenzeka ama-CIC, ngoba bayazi ukuthi inkulumo yakhe ngesikhathi sonke usuke ekhuluma into eziphusile. Nansi-ke into enza ukuthi ubona amakhamera esondela kuye. I-team yabo Dr. Gumani Chimomola eyenza research for EFF no ifuna ukushayela izandla. EFF iyazi mayifuneka bakhuluma ngani. Ba informed ba-informed ngenxa yethimu le abasebenza nayo. Yabona nje makuthiwa ukhulunywa no-Treasurer General Omphile Mawutwe, nginamavidiyo wakhe manje ngibona le video ukuthi sizoba yinde kakhulu. Ngabe ngiyaqhubeka ngifake ezinye izinto uze ukuthi kuthiwe noma ibalulekile lento ngoba ithinta iy'mpilo zethu. Njengoba kukhulunywa nge-inflation nje izo-affect ama-price, kodwa kungcono makuthiwa yehlile ayisesiyo le target ebeyiyo. Into abakhala ngayo akuna-clear plan ukuthi kuzokwenziwa njani ngoba yes i-SARS ikhombisile ukuthi inga-collecta more money and manje ba-target ama-influencer. Nathi nje funeka sikhokhe i-tax kulo shintsho esunikezwa u-YouTube ufuneka sikomplaye ukuze sizokwazi sizoba sesayidini eli-right le-SARS. Zonke lezo zinto lezo ziyenzeka siyazibona, kodwa ukungabi na-plan ne-strategy sokulwa ne-corruption kwenza ukuthi ubone ukuthi no le mali le ekolekwayo ifana namanzi athelwe ebhakedeni elinembobo. Inkinga nje esibhekene nayo eSouth Africa yileyo ukuthi siyabona khona ukuthi i-SARS i-collectile, kodwa ngenxa yokuthi i-corruption iney'mpande and akuna strategy sokulwa ne-corruption. Iyefana nse lento nokuthela amanzi ebhakedeni elinembobo. There's no consequence management. Kodwa mangaziwa ne-strategy ukuthi kuliwa kanjani ne-corruption, ilapho njengabahlali base-South Africa, njengabantu base-South Africa, njengama-voters sizokwazi ukukhululeka ngoba siyazi ukuthi i-SARS mayingakwazi ukoleka lo 50 billion oyi-target abawushoyo, lokho nje kuzokwenza ukuthi siyazi ukuthi le mali le izochanelwa ikwazi ukuthi ingene mhlambe ekuxhaseni amaphoyisa ngoba amaphoyisa they are underfunded. I-Department of Health is underfunded maningi. Also siyazi ukuthi okay i-funding for amaphoyisa, i-health infrastructure izokwanda, kodwa ngenxa yokuthi kusenje khona liba khona ithemba nje bese uyasho ukuthi kodwa inkinga nansi corruption ikhona. Angiyibambe le video, maningi amavidiyo ebengingawafaka, maningi amavidiyo besingakhuluma ngawo, baningi abantu aba-reactile bekhuluma beveza nabo imibono yabo ehlukahlukeneyo, kodwa ngibona ukuthi kubalulekile ukuthi siyibambe le video la ingaze ibe yinde kakhulu. Noma kimi kukhona into ethi ngiyifake lenye ivideo ngicaphune enye ivideo, kukhona futhi ukungabaza ukuthi ngingayicaphuni ivideo, angizazi kahle kahle funeka ngenzeni. Ngizobona uma niyithakaselile le nkulumo ngizokwazi ukufaka enye ivideo sikhulume ngalolu daba, kodwa uma ningakhombisanga ukuyithakasela sizoyiyeka nje ngoba akusizi ukuthi ngicabange mina ukuthi lento niyafuna ukuyazi noma ithinta iy'mpilo zenu. Nizoshona, ngizobona ngani, ngizozwa ngani ukuthi siqhubeke nasikhulume ngalolu daba, kodwa kubalulekile ukuthi sizinake lezi zinto ngoba zithinta thina ney'mpilo zethu nezingane zethu ngoba zikhuluma ngenamuhla nekusasa. Mina nawe sidibane kwivideo elandelayo. Ngiyabonga. Ungakhohlwa ukusubscribe, ucomment, ushare, ulike.